Hello,
Hello,
Matt.
Matt.
We're
We're
just
just
I'm
I'm just testing everything out
here.
here.
Testing
Testing voice.
voice. Testing
Testing
voice.
voice.
It's
It's
echoing
echoing
bad.
bad.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
we don't
we
have
don't
the
have the
mixer.
mixer. We're going directly from the.
Oh, it's
Oh, it's
really
really
bad. The
bad. The
audio is
audio is
really
really
bad.
bad.
Oh
Oh
man,
man,
that
that
sucks.
sucks.
How do
How
I
do I
fix
fix
this?
this?
Testing now. Better. Testing now. Is it better? Testing now. Is the audio better? Testing now. Is the audio better? They say it is. Brandon says it is. Okay. All right. That's encouraging. Better. All right. We're going to be simultasting. There you go. We're going to be streaming simultaneously on TikTok as well as okay. It says the bit rate is lower than the recommended bit rate. Okay. I guess there's not a whole lot I can do about that right now. We are also going live on TikTok to maximize everything before we get into this and get into your questions. This needs to be lower. This is where you see me here where I'm on camera. But the camera needs to be lower. Over there. There. Slightly higher there. And then putting it up here. That's a little better. But still very wobbly. I don't like that. But it's going to have to do. Okay. Join. Okay, there's a few people on TikTok. It's going to be cattywampus. Better or worse? Better or worse? That's better. Okay. So we have the cameras about the same position, sort of. Is there a platform is there a platform that your supporters should focus on to help you out? Yeah, that would be, that definitely would be TikTok. Or not TikTok, Patreon. That's where people mostly should go. So okay. So now that I'm here, and I'm also, we're doing this, now I'm talking to TikTok. We got TikTok there, we got YouTube up there. So I need to get in costume before we get this started. Hey, how do I start investing for the future? I'm 26 with 13,000 worth of student loans that I still have to pay to this day from 2017. I work at a bread factory in Canada. Where should I start? Live restricted for some audiences. Your live contains themes that some may find uncomfortable and has been restricted. Reusing, trading, or using tobacco. I'm not doing either of these things. Notice is unclear, and I'm not sure I got this restriction. Yeah, there is no consumption of anything in this video. I think it's because I put the mic to my lips and the TikTok algorithm thought that this was a product. Yeah, fantastic, wonderful. Hey, don't know if you know that JVL, what is JVL, on the Bulwark has given you a shout out twice. The mic isn't hooked up. Yeah, that's right, Featherfoot. The mic that I'm speaking into is connected to my phone, which is connected to TikTok. I was trying to get this microphone to feed both my phone and the laptop, but that's not happening. So people on YouTube are hearing me through one mic, through the microphone attached to the onboard mic in the laptop, and people on TikTok have the DJI. They unfortunately have the good mic. So I don't know what DYK is, or DYK. I know DYK means don't you know, but I don't know who JVL is, Juliet Victor Lima, on the Bulwark, and I don't know what Bulwark is, so you're going to have to explain that. I need to get in costume. Jonathan V. Last is a commentator very big. Okay. Send me a DM on any of my socials, you probably Blue Sky, or Instagram, or TikTok, or something, and let me know who that person is. Jonathan V. Last. Jonathan V. Last. Oh, okay. All right. So I need to get in costume, because that's what people want. Be a moment. It'll be a moment because I'm walking behind the cameras. And I need to get undressed. Fleece off. Hoodie off. Slippers off. Pants, you know the drill. Now you get the bodysuit. Bodysuit goes on. And now, what did I do? A good thing that microphone has a light on it. Now the feet go on before the rest of the bodysuit goes on. The feet then zipper on. Now for the right foot. Check, got that. Now for the upper part of the suit. Got that. No, I didn't bring my balaclava. Oh well. Now for the most costume of the night, which is the arms. Got that. Almost. Almost. There it is. Don't really have to button the top one. Now we put the microphone in the breast pocket, like yay. Now for the head. Head goes on, zipper's on. I think I can get away with, oh man, the fan's dead again. There she goes. So, you may hear that, may not. Okay, I think we're good now. So the one downside is I didn't put my contacts in. So I am going to have to be very careful and not knock anything over, which includes my regular eyeglasses. So we got a super chat that says, since you recommended the Honda Nighthawk as the first motorcycle, what is a good snowmobile? Okay. I wish I had a good answer for what's a good snowmobile. I guess a Honda? Maybe a Polaris? I don't know. I mean, I'm going to default to say something that's 4-stroke and not 2-stroke, right? So you don't have to do any premix. Does that make sense? I've never been in, I remember when I was a kid, I really, really wanted a snowmobile, but, you know, we don't get enough snow in Pennsylvania to really justify those things. You may have like a winter weather advisory or like a winter alert one year, but those are very rare. It's not like the northern Midwest, like Wisconsin, North Dakota, where you really need those things. Let me give some love to TikTok. Hello. GM should sacrifice Buick and GMC bring back Pontiac. Yeah, they should. Unfortunately, Buick is still sold in China, and China really likes Buick. So they're a very big market. So, oh well, Buick stays and Pontiac doesn't. Now for YouTube. Bird, anyway, go watch him. You'll like. You're clearly wearing glasses. Yeah, I know. My sleep Polaris demon, but he gives good advice. Well, I hate to think that I'm your sleep paralysis demon. I mean, all I want is good financial security for you. And I'm sorry I get so animated and harsh with my language when I start describing people who seem to be making the same mistakes over and over and over again with their money. In my opinion, wasting most of it. It's sort of like watching someone who has substance abuse problems, drinking or otherwise, who keeps falling down and making the same mistakes, and you can tell them not to do it. You can give them examples of ways to improve your life, but something is lost in translation. And it's almost like you can't tell them the truth too much, but maybe that's the wrong way of maybe that's the wrong way of describing it as well. I know I'm messing up when I say don't do poor people behavior, because there's a lot of emotion in associating poor people behavior as bad, meaning poor people are bad, and that's a miscommunication on my part. I should be describing it in a better way that will make people more. That won't make people feel bad. Maybe it should be something along the lines of no self-sabotaging behavior. Maybe that. I don't know. What does TikTok think over here? I don't know why, but your voice matches the costume. Thank you. What does YouTube say? Buick, Year of the Thunderbird. Hi, I want to invest for the future. Very good, says Ariel. I'm 26 with 13,000 in schooling. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, right. Person working in the factory in Canada. Your number one priority is getting rid of the student loan debt. If that's your only debt, is student loans, and it's only 13,000 Canadian, wonderful, good. That's not that much. Well, we can approach it. Both Caleb Hammer and Dave Ramsey both say the baby step number one is learn to save $1,000. That's it. Learn to cut back until you have $1,000 to save. And then, once you've done that, that's your oh crap money. That money, if you don't have a savings account that's separate from your checking account, well, that's fine to start with. If it's just a checking account with no savings, $1,000 is the new zero. You treat that as zero. If you have $1,000, it means you have no money. Right? Now, every dollar you are able to save at the end of each month above that gets thrown at your student loans. You're making your student loans go away by sacrificing, and this is the painful bit, I need a better way to describe it. You're going to sacrifice fun and hanging out and buying things you like and fast food and going out to eat in general. All you're doing is working and going to bed and paying off this debt. Because the future version of you is going to love you for doing that. But the present version of you is going to hate that. 1990s NA, 190,000 miles, and it's starting to give me shit. Yeah, okay. It's a Miata, and it's breaking down at almost 200,000 miles. It doesn't surprise me. Best Sprinter-style van, I want a ProMaster. Maybe they're talking to each other. Invite a Barthmas to join live as guest. Yeah, I don't know what that means. Oh, there's only 7 people on TikTok watching? Oh, that's right, because I got restricted because it thought I was smoking tobacco. That sucks. A very generous offer from Franco Gildy with some strange denomination. I'm glad that Philly is helping you be closer to friends. I hope your days ahead are gay, furry, and happy and full of love. Well, thank you. Also, remote spurred me into start investing, so have 1 USD dividend. Oh, okay. So that was $1 super chat in some other denomination that's 1,300 of some strange currency. That's the fun thing you can do with YouTube is you can donate super chats in any and have it appear as whatever other currency it is, even if you're donating in U.S., Canadian, Australian, or New Zealand dollars, or even pounds, I suppose. I'll go back and forth between TikTok. Thank you for people. Man, only 6 people on TikTok. Should I sell the Miata for $6,000 and get the EcoBoost Mustang? My homosexuality isn't obvious enough. Well, that's a good question. You got a beat up Miata for $6,000 and get an EcoBoost Mustang. I like both of those things. Well, that's a good question. Miata or EcoBoost Mustang? The Miata is more fun. The EcoBoost you can drive in the rain. It's not a convertible. I wouldn't fault you with doing either, really. They're almost equal in my book. How about YouTube? YouTube thinks it's baller money. Okay, I gotcha. How do you personally budget your money 50, 30, 20? It's mostly... So my only debt right now is the house that you see. I'm about 80% of all the money I make goes to this house. And then the rest is food, groceries. The only thing I've purchased recently that isn't a business expense, well, that's a lie. I'm talking about these, I bought these vintage bar stools off of Facebook Marketplace for $60. But now they're part of this set, so, you know, obviously, right? This is set design. It's a prop right now. Technically, the actor touched it. Now a prop. We're in the business of video production. I'm a producer. Obviously, this is part of the set that I had to buy to furnish the set. So, asking me about 30/20 is everything I do is for you. Everything I do is the business. So, between meetings and things, my biggest expense right now that isn't toward RCR and Finance Bird is occasionally going out to eat. That's it. That's all. So almost everything I have is going toward paying off this house. I can definitely get 6K Lineata easily considering it's fully operational. Yeah. I think it may be in my best interest. Now, we only got 20 minutes left. Maybe in my best interest to take TikTok there and like restart the stream. I don't know. Brandon Beviews says, I'm a 21-year-old college student in computer engineering, and I currently have $7,000 in my checking account, and my parents cover all of my expenses. Okay, you're a student, you got $7,000 in there, not doing anything, and your parents cover all of your expenses. I'm assuming including healthcare, everything. Well, you got $7,000 in there that isn't doing anything. Now, how old did he say he was? Oh, he's 21. You're an adult. Right. I'd take 5 of that. Now, again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a guy in a bird costume. Now, this gigantic bird is telling you to take $5,000 and put it into either Vanguard mutual funds or what's another good one? I know I already mentioned in the video like Goldman Sachs, individual stocks. I think for you to start, your very first thing should be something extremely concrete, like a stock symbol VOO, Victor, October, that's Vanguard, or a total market ETF, or an S&P 500 ETF or mutual fund. That's it. Like if you're 21 and you already start a self-funded IRA, an SEP, or a Roth, hell, a Roth, you are like 90% ahead of everybody. Like that $5,000 that you put in now is going to come out, oh my goodness, like $20,000 when you retire. The growth is unbelievable when you start that early. Especially right now, since we're entering into a recession and everything's cheap. Again, not a financial advisor. Guy in a fursuit. But, hey, mutual funds, not too bad. How's TikTok doing? 5 people, man. TikTok is really throttling this one. There was like 50 people in here before. Invite Matthew Kraft to join as guest. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. This is weird. The second TikTok throttles you and doesn't recommend you, it sucks. Of course, I didn't put any hashtags in there either. How often do I drive Crazy Taxi? Usually when the weather is nice. I'll go through about 2 oil changes a year with that thing. Maybe at least once. So I at least put on 3,000 miles a year. Usually when the weather's nice, I'm driving it at least like twice a week. How do I submit a car for review? I'm on the east coast of New Jersey. I have a 2019 Ford Edge Titanium. I can't remember if we did a Ford Edge or not. Right now, you just submit things through my DMs. You know, Blue Sky is best. If you don't have that, go through Instagram. I bought VOO, was Total Market Index ETF. Yeah, you're right. That's what I'm talking about. So an ETF is a mutual fund that is traded as an individual security. Because I use Charles Schwab, that's some of my retirement is centered in ETF. Oh, we got a super chat here. eBrock05 with a generous donation, $19.99. I will have 2 401ks until the 20th. Don't know what the 20th of what. My employer, on 20th, my employer was acquired. I was also just laid off. My previous 401k has a return investment of 8%. Oh, that's okay, that's good. And 17% for the current one. Pull cash and open an IRA with Vanguard. That's a good question. So right now you have 2 different retirement accounts at 2 different general ROIs. And you're asking to close one and put it all in the other. Now typically, diversification is fantastic, and you have 2 different ones there. And if they're both good growth, I'd honestly leave them alone. If one's not a self-directed one, if they're both just either ETFs or good growth mutual funds, you can pretty much leave them be. If you're not going to be individually buying individual securities, I don't really see any reason to combine the 2. Are you a furry like me? ADHD moment, haha. Someone else said yes, just curious. I know, I like how you asked that question. Like, well, let's see, he's wearing a fursuit. He talks about AD material. He has a Patreon where him and his other gay furry friends talk about sex and dicks a lot. Is it possible? How's TikTok doing over here? Oh man, only 2 people in there. That sucks. 9:45. Someone just got the number 1. How do I put my car in the car show? Send me a DM. That's it. Just give me where you are and what you have. Yeah. Wow, TikTok does not play. If they like you, they love you. If they hate you, no one will see it. Ray says he's not a furry, he's the furry. 10:44 p.m., 10:45. I have to be up at about 7:45 to go to Mainline Cars and Coffee tomorrow. I think we're going to call this live stream off. I'm glad the batteries in my head are still working. So thank you so much for joining this live episode of Finance Bird. I got to go put the suit back where remote really doesn't have a gender, I suppose you could call him he. Put them back and then take a shower and go to bed. So thanks for joining. Thank you, everyone. I can't type with these things, so I'm just going to have to use my cheater slits and just finger it off. Giggity. End stream. And now for